Thank you for joining us today. I am Tamika Lodge Fenton. Today we'll be exploring a topic from the City and Guilds mathematics curriculum, specifically statistics. What is statistics? Let's give you a little clue. Have you figured it out yet? I know you have. Let's look at it. Statistics is the study of the collection. The study of the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data. In other words, it is a mathematical discipline to collect and summarize data. Let's talk. Let's look at our graph here on the screen. What information can we take from this graph? All right, let's see if you got that. We can look at the sales for the year, the best sales for the month, the worst sales month, I should say. Because if you look on the axis, the x-axis is representing the months of the year, and your y-axis is showing you the number of sales you would have made for each of those months. To whom would this data, this information be useful? If you were the manager of this particular store, if you were the marketing director, this could be useful. If you were just the owner of the store, and if you were an investor, all these persons would benefit from such information. So, let's explore a little bit more. Now, you are an expert in helping small businesses by looking at important statistical information and giving excellent advice. Remember what I said? You are an expert. So, pretty much we're asking the expert. First client come to you, please, and this is their situation. I'm a shoe store owner and I'm thinking of expanding my business. What information can you give to ensure that I make a smart decision as I go about purchasing more shoes for my store? What would you tell them? Let's see. The type of shoes that are sold the most. This would be important. You don't want to tell them that they just buy the same number of shoes for everything that they have in a store. That's not very smart. So if you looked at what type or types of shoes was sold most, that would be very useful information. And if that's what you said, great. You just told me the use of a modal value, which we'll talk a little bit more later. Your second client is at your door. Let's see what they have. I have a restaurant near several offices and schools. I decided to create a combo menu. You know what a combo menu is, right? You go to Burger King, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So you're making a combo menu. What information should I pay attention to as I go about creating these combos, along with how much the combos will cost? What did you say? Okay, let's see. The most purchased items. It is important to know what people want. This is statistics. This is the modal items. So what everybody wants. And you also need to pay attention to the average money spent by the customers. The mean money spent. On average, how much people spend when they come to buy lunch or dinner or breakfast. And then you have a next customer. Client 3 comes and they said, I'm looking at my sales for the year. And I remember that the first 4 months were very low in sales. However, my average sale for the year was $250,000. All right, what other information can I look at to have a better understanding of my monthly sales? So, you did an average of all the months for that year. You realize that you averaged off. It says that on average, your sales was $250,000. But you're like, oh, that don't make too much of a sense to me, because I would have remembered the first 4 months of the business was really slow. Now, this is what I hope you would have told them. That would be to note the sales for all the months from least to most. So you'd pretty much want to look at you start to where you are now for that entire year. And you would look at them in such a way, let's see, you'd pay keen attention to the middle sale to have a better idea of why you averaged off at 250, or I should say, why your average sale for the year was 250,000. So this would allow you to have a better look of all the sales that you had for that particular year. Now you have a fourth client. Boy, you have a busy businessman. I'm thinking of purchasing a 5-year-old company from my friend who is migrating. What piece of information would I pay attention to before making my final decision? Well, hopefully you have all the money you need, but once you have it, let's see what we can provide, what the expert, which you're the expert, would provide. The difference in profit from year 1 to year 5. So in order to make a decision if this is a good company to invest my money in, I'd want to look at where the company started and where the company is. And I'd pretty much look at from where it starts to know the profits, not just where, but the profits. So I would find the difference in the first year profit and the last year profit. And then I think that would help you to make, yes, that should help you to make a better decision in purchasing that company. Now, all that we've looked at so far, which you may never have thought of it, but maybe you did. We just looked at some measures of central values in statistics. Now, every day we use statistics, we may not know that we are, but let's take a closer look at these things. Can you tell me what these statistical values we just looked at, or the central values? You may also hear the term central tendencies. So let's see. Those were the mean, median, mode, as well as the range of a set of data. Great job. You guys are doing awesome. Let us take a closer look at each of these statistical averages. The mean. The mean is the average of a set of values. That is simply saying, if you were to total all the values in a set of data and share them equally across the set of values, it would result in the mean. Now, when you see this, most of you, when you look at your report cards and they give you that final grade, a lot of times it is the mean that they're found. So if you did, say you did 7 tests, they would find the mean of all those test scores, and then that would be your final grade. Oh yes, and they'll have to, your exam grade is normally different. So it would be your classwork, your homework, those would be combined, or they would add them up and divide by the number of different assessment that you did. So the mean is being used very often. Now, I just gave you a lot of clues out there, but I'm going to ask you the question anyway. How to calculate the mean? You should know this by now. So a simple formula we can look at for calculating the mean is the sum of all data points divided by the number of data points. Finding the mean of 8, 5, 7, 10, 15, 21. So I've given you a set of data. Now let us just quickly count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What we do is sum all the 6 data, and in this set of data, the sum is 66, and there, we just said it, number of data is 6. To find the mean, we would divide 66 by 6, which would give us 11. So let's just say that again. Sum of all the data values or points, then divide by the number of all data values or points. It's pretty simple. I know you've got this. Let's look at the median. What is the median? The median refers to the middle value. What do I mean by middle value? We'll figure it out. The middle value among a set of series of values after they have been arranged in numerical order, or I could have said ascending or descending order. Median thus means the middle of the set of values. Let us look at this. However, there is something that we must pay attention to, but I'm not even going to talk about it now because I'll explain it to you as we go along. So here's a set of data. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of data, and there are 2, 9, 3, 5, 9. Now, in the last thing I told you was, remember to arrange them in ascending order, numerical order. So let's do that. 2, 3, 5, 9, 9. Done. What else? It is a middle term. Remember what I said, it's the middle term. So if I arrange them in order and I look at it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set of pieces of data, or say our series. There are 5 numbers in this particular series. The middle one is 5 because I would have 2 to the left of 5. That is the left, yes. And 2 pieces of data to the left of 5, 2 pieces of data to the right of 5. So it's actually 5 is one number in the middle, and that is your median. Now, remember the thing I said I wasn't going to show you yet? Let's look at it now. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set of data pieces, you're going to do the very same thing, arrange them in ascending order. So now we have 5, 7, 8, 10, 15, 21. There are 6 numbers. Can you find a middle? Yes, you can. So the middle, however, in this case, has 2 numbers. 8 and 10 appear in the middle. So now let's clear that up a little. When you have an odd number of data, there is a data, you will have one value appearing in the middle of that set of data. However, when you have an even number of data, you will have 2 pieces of data that will appear in the middle. When that happens, we find the mean of those 2 pieces of data. So here we have 8 and 10 in the middle. We are now going to add 8 plus 10, or add 8 to 10, and that will give us 18. We'll divide by 2, and the median in this set of data is 9. The mode. What is the mode? Well, I've given you, haven't I? The mode refers to the number, the value, or the point that occurs the most. I think this is the easiest one, right? Now, let's look at these. Look at this set of data. We have 8, 5, 7, 10. I hope I chose the right font because it looks a little bit funny. But it's 7, 10, 15, 21, 5, 7, 2, and 5. Which is the mode? Number 5, that's awesome. It occurs 3 times, unlike any other value. Hence, 5 is the mode. Remember when we were discussing your client wanted to know what shoe size to buy or what shoe to buy? You told them what the mode was. The most sold shoe would have been the most valuable piece of statistical information you could give someone when they're looking to purchase items to sell back in a store, if you're talking about most sold items. Points to note about the mode. The mode is the most. There can sometimes be more than one mode. For instance, this set of data, you have 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7. When this happens, the set of data has 2 modes. This is called a bimodal. And there can also be 3 or more modes. It is called multimodal. Range. What is the range? The range is a set of data. The range of a set of data is a difference between the largest value and the smallest value in the set. It speaks to the spread of the set of data. Let us look at it. So we have the set of data, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. We look at the lowest and the highest, and we subtract the lowest from the highest, giving you the range of 3. So that is the difference in the lowest and the highest. We looked at mean. Can you remember what the mean stands for or what the mean is? If you said the mean is the average of a set of data, you got it. What about mode? Remember I gave you a little clue there, Correct. Mode is most. Mode is the data piece that appears most in that set. Median. You had to arrange them in ascending order and look at that middle value. Awesome job. And the range? Awesome. You looked at the least value in your set and the highest value, and you found the difference. You are doing awesome. So let us look at some City and Guilds questions. Let us see if you really know what you just told me. So let us apply what we now have learned. The first question that we're going to look at, the graph shows the number of kitchens sold each month this year. Are you seeing the graph? Awesome. Sales are expected to continue to grow at this rate. How many sales are expected for June? That's right. If you said 450 kitchens would be sold, you got it in June. You did great. Let's look at the next one. What do you say to this one? A nurse records the number of patients she sees for 6 days. You see that? All right. What is the average number of patients she sees each day? What you're going to do? Yeah, you are going to have to sum all the patients she sees for those days. So we have 19 plus 19 plus 15. You know what? I left out a 19. But you should put that 19 in. So it's 19 plus 19 plus 15 plus 19 plus 16. And then you would have realized that it should have been, if you count with me, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my data, but you should have 6. You will divide by 6 to give you, so the total you'd get from adding all the patients she saw for those 6 days would be 108, and she would have seen them over a period of 6 days, which would have given her an average of, or the mean of, 18 patients for those 6 days. So on average, she saw 18 patients. That's what that means. Let's look at this. The table shows the number of lessons taken by some learner drivers. What is the mode of the number of lessons? You remember what mode is? Is it a middle term? No? Okay. So the mode is the value in your data set that occurs most. And as you can see, we have 115. We have 18. 18 appears how many times? 3 times, 22. I think it's 18. I don't even have to check the rest. So you ask yourself the question, what appears most? Which value occurs most? And then the value would be 18 in this set of data. Great job. Let's look at this one. What is the range for the points? Let's look at the data first. The list shows the points obtained for 4 countries at the World Championships in 2017. So one country got 272 points, another country got 124, another one got 86, and the 4th one got 105. You remember what the range is again? You remember. It is the difference between the highest value and the lowest value. So what is the lowest value? 86, correct. And the highest value? 272. You see how easy this is? You guys, I know you're going to get all of this correct on your exam, you know. So we're subtracting 86 from 272. 272? Let's see what that looks like. 186. There is 186 points difference from the least points to the most points obtained by the 4 countries. Now, this is your final question. The chart shows the math scores of a student in 9 tests. All right, so I need you guys to work with me with this one. So let's look at what we're going to have to do, because this is also testing if you can interpret that graph. So let us look at that graph on this board. So 9 tests. So you have 1, the chart shows the math scores of a student in 9 tests. So week 1, so we have, how many weeks we have? This marker is going to be off. We have 8 weeks, so let's represent our 8 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boy, I hope it's not held. Hold on the page. 8. So tell me the score that the person achieved in week 1. What does that look like? That's like 70. So we're halfway between 60 and 80. So that's 70. That's good graph skills, you know, because you're looking at your axis and you're seeing how each number is being moved up. So you have week 2. It's a little bit over 80, but it's not yet at 90. We're going to go with 85. So week 2 score was 85. Week 3, it's almost at, we're going to go with 90. Let's go with 90. Let's try that again. It's not quite at 90. So we're going to go with 89. There you go. It's not in the middle. The middle of this would be 90. So week 4, it's past the middle, so it's more than 90, and it's on its way to 100, so it's 95. And week 5, that looks in the middle. It looks like it lines up with 1, so that would be 70 as well. And week 6, I should say, it's a little bit over 60, not halfway through, so it's not 70, so 65. 7 and 8 are the last 2. So that one for 7, week 7, you're over 70 mark. So you're not yet at 80, 75. And 8, it's touching the line, so you don't even have to guess. You realize that that's 80. What does that mean? So first, you now have the 8 pieces of data you need. You're looking for the median test score. What is a median again? Correct, the middle. So we have to do something with these scores. We have to arrange them from, or the term I used was ascending order, numerical order, from the least to the largest. What is the lowest score this child got? 65. So I like to partition my board, so I'm going to just put it here. So we have 65, and I like to make sure I don't repeat myself. So 70 is the next one. We have only 170. We have 270, so we have to make note of all pieces of data. I can't leave it out, although I have it repeated. I must account for all pieces of data when I'm looking at them. So I'm going to take out my 70. What comes after 70? 80. Awesome work. Then 80, so I take off my 80. I have 85. And then, looks like 89 to me. Good. Take off that. I left something out, you see? So 70, I did not account for my 75. So you know we have to go take that out. Put the 75, then go 80. How many 80 were there? Were there? Only 1. And then we did 85. After 85, we have 95. Awesome. Good. So we have now arranged it in ascending order, middle term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What happened? We left out 89. All right, so now that we know that we have 8, remember what we said, if we have an even number of data in the set, there's going to be 2 pieces of data in the middle. So 3 to this, 3 to the left, and 3 to the right leaves. That looks correct. All right, so we would put 75 plus 80, which would give us, what is that? 1 All right, let's just add that 155. And we would find the mean of that score. School's not out. Continue to prepare for your exam.